Okay. Hi, Totally Not. This is for you. Upload this. I don't care. But here you go. You wake up after passing out on the floor because sleep is for dumb losers. Is that a love letter on the floor? How did you even know it was a love letter? Who cares? Open time. Hey, bozo. Meet me at the third outpost. I don't know that word. Jay. You decide to head there since Jay, despite her tough exterior, Jay's determination and looks was enough to make you want to learn more about her. You wish she was more open, but she seems so closed. Probably due to the trauma of sin. Wait, right. Back to the topic. Date. She didn't confirm it was a date, but it was Valentine's Day. You're lonely. You might as well try to ask her out. You swiftly make your way to the third outpost, an abandoned towering structure in the moon almost as high as the author writing this. Jay, you call out? The silence was broken by a bossy shout from above. Moron, get up here! Oh my god, she's so hot. Doing as Jay says, you enter the building, noticing crumbling staircases. Time to step on them. I wish Jay would step on me. As you make your way up, the stairs reveal themselves to be more unstable, just like you, Totally Not. But you had already come so far not to continue your climb. You seem to have reached the final stairs as you continued forward. But to literally no one's surprise, you hear a single crack before the solid ground that was beneath your feet falls, leaving you falling on your back. That's what she says. You close your eyes for a painful impact, but instead of the rough, cold ground hitting your back, you feel two warm hands holding you. You couldn't even get up here without almost injuring yourself, idiot. Jay put a focus on calling you an idiot. Sorry, but it would have been fine. I'm sure more worried about you. Shut up, okay? Is she blushing? You're an employee. If you get hurt, I'll get sued. Can you piggyback ride me to the top of the building now? No. Jay dropped you. Ow! Why did you even save me from falling? The only person who's allowed to bully you for being stupid is me. You almost start fangirling over Jay in front of her. How can she be this hot? You decide to climb to the wall as Jay flies on top of the building. Finally, the two of you are on the same floor. You realize that despite the tough climb, it was a jaw-dropping view. But even when it was so high up, with a view of stars and ash covering the ground, the thing that was most outstanding was Jay. Her hair swaying in the gentle wind, her gaze remained unfazed. Everything about her seemed perfect when you looked at her. You had to ask her, Jay, will you be my Valentine? She remained silent. I will be asking the questions. It wasn't a yes, but it wasn't a no. Okay. Twee. Jay suddenly pulled out a box, shaped like a heart. It was a box of chocolates. You realize it's J.C. Jensen branded, too. Will you be my Valentine? You tackled Jay with a hug. Of course, dummy. Jay lightly swatted the J.C. Jensen branded chocolate at you. Only I can call you a dummy. You nodded, but didn't stop embracing Jay in a hug. She was so warm. Jay didn't stop you. In fact, she seemed to wrap her tail around one of your legs silently. All right, you can get off me now. You let go of Jay, feeling the cold wind bitterly take any warmth that you felt from her. Now what? You ask her. While I have the rest of the day scheduled, Jay held her neatly written piece of paper. She looked so proud of herself, you couldn't help but admire her smug smile. First, we hunt down a newly discovered colony of workers. They have no advanced weapons that we know of. Second, you listened to Jay ramble about her plan. You just wanted to squeeze her and tell how much you love her. Her dedication to her job, her pride, she was so amazing and perfect. You had tried not to screech out in joy when you noticed her tail wagging while explaining. You realized Jay was snapping her fingers in front of you. Hey, are you listening? Nope. Too taken back by your beauty. Jay stuttered for a second. Stop getting distracted. I might have to fire you if you get distracted again. You were talking about your schedule? How about we just do the first thing right now? You questioned Jay. Jay rolled her eyes. Typical. No plan. You'd be lost without me. Already, dummy. Come here. The two of you headed off, flying to the bunker, while ignoring the fact that earlier you could have flied up to the tower. You find your first target, a worker drone, scavenging through the corpses. Jay didn't reply, focused on her job. Before you could follow up with what you said, Jay swooped down to the worker. Before I could say a thing, she sliced its head off, leaving only a clean stain of oil through her blade. You didn't even have to tell Jay how amazing that was because of how undeniably graceful it was. Jay turned to you. You were saying? She tossed the worker drone head at you, catching it. You spend a lot of time killing workers who have left the bunker, ending with Jay killing more workers than you. You hoped one day you'd be as good as killing workers as she was. Yeah. Jay didn't seem to mind, as she enjoyed explaining how to properly kill workers in a fast and efficient way, and how to maximize your usage of your weapon. Alongside that, Jay gave you the schedule for a moment while she was on her killing spree. You wrote that really weird. As you blushed watching her kill so many workers, you decided to add something else to the schedule. Well, what's next? Jay paused, staring at the sky and then a piece of paper. What's wrong? We were supposed to be hunting workers for 1 hour. It's been 3. Oh, we're having fun. Too much fun, apparently. I'm off schedule. My day is ruined. I've made a mistake. Jay crumbled onto the ground, clutching her forehead with one of her hands. How could I forget? How could I let that slip? You hated seeing Jay in distress, so without warning, you grabbed Jay's hands in yours, looking at her in her eyes. Jay, it's okay. You did a good job. We can make up for it. You're going to be okay. Of course I am. Well, at least Jay reacting snappily was better than her being ashamed. Yeah, all right, you're right. She picked herself up gently, pulling away from your hands. Might as well just do what the schedule says. Now let's see. Jay froze as she read it, her face covered in an angry blush. Who wrote this? Oh, what? You look at Jay with a happy expression. She glared at you for a moment before burying her face in the schedule. You know what? She sighed, lowering the piece of paper from her face. Fine, I'll do it, just this once. You two flew off again, picking up the speed as the sun began to rise. You noticed Jay holding in a yawn as the two of you reached a small area covered in a spire of worker drone corpses. You have to go back to the bunker tomorrow to place the newly made corpses into spires, but for now, the two of you landed, Jay visibly tired. She spread her wings again, flying up to the pole where she'd mostly hang from, sleeping upside down looking like a vampire. You happily join her, but end up flipping yourself upside down too quickly, feeling a sense of dizziness rush through your head. You would have fell off if Jay didn't catch you in the same style that she caught you earlier, and you almost fell onto the crumbling stairs. Or when you did. You realize you're both blushing, so close to each other, tails both tangled with each other, both of which you didn't say anything. You slightly rub against Jay, Jay deciding to play with your hair. You should take care of your hair more. It's all knotted and messy. The two of you remain silent until you hear Jay's breath breathing slowly as she falls asleep holding you in your arms. In her arms. Normally you wouldn't sleep because, as established, sleep is dumb. We hate sleep. We shall nuke the sleep's family. Sleepy Star? You nuzzled yourself into Jay's head, falling asleep surprisingly quickly because of how cozy Jay is. Surrounded by cold winds, yet the only thing you felt was the warmth of Jay's hidden love. I hope that was okay. That probably sucked. My phone's at 11%, so I can't do it again. Listen to responsibly. Bye.